very likely to be an extremely long game, like a ridiculously long game.
It'll either be really long or it'll suddenly end with a really good drop.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine, though, right? Because it feels to me like if you just make either Wraiths or Goliaths, you can't die, right? But I guess if you don't make either of those units, you probably could die. Like if you're just in your base making 3 fact vultures and then 4 Wraiths fly in, you might be in trouble.
You're like a bad AI. You're just running through the D-web and they're just rushing up on the eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's no way. I was going to say you can actually hit mines onto eggs, but these are not enemy eggs. These should be neutral eggs. So you won't auto them. So that's too bad.
Firebathero, for those of you who have been only following StarCraft, StarCraft 1 pretty recently, you might not realize what a legend this guy was. Great personality. He's a good player, but he was more known for his ceremonies and his personality. Oh, see?
Yeah,
look at that. It's almost like that was just cued in there. Wow.
And this guy, he was always very strong in Terran vs. Zerg specifically.
Yes.
He had some defeats. He had some wins over Savior, who was the greatest Zerg of all time for a very long time.
Also, Firebathero is just a great name.
It's a great ID.
Even for the unit itself, because it's not always used that much.
It's not used much at all.
Yeah,
but imagine that there's a Firebathero and it's him.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
He's good at Firebats too.
게임 준비 완료. 인어 코븐에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Okay, now on to Inner Coven, our map that looks like a hubcap.
Yeah, that is true. It looks like the pin that the airplane captain gave me when I went to visit the cockpit on our last flight.
Dude!
Yeah.
I remember flying as a kid, and they bring me up to the cockpit, and I get my little wings.
I never got that, but they gave me Delta pins when I flew as a child. When I flew on Delta, it was like this little Delta pin. I had like 3 of them or something when I was a little kid. I was like,
did you get to
wow,
fly much as a kid?
Not a lot, but I took some flights. Like I had some family in Florida, so some family in California.
But you flew alone?
No, not alone. I would have like a parent with me or my brother or something like that. I can't recall.
I've flown alone
really
a decent amount as a kid, but they have a whole system in the airport where there's like a stewardess that gets you and walks you to their gate and stuff. One time I got to serve the captain breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, do you want to serve the captain breakfast? And I'm like such a little kid. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was it?
I think it was like a croissant or something like that. It was.
Did you make it for him?
No, man.
Did you lick it when they weren't looking?
I put burgers in his bagel.
You serve it to him, he takes the tray lid off, and there's a bite out of the croissant, and you have crumbs on your face. You have crumbs in your beard.
I gotta run back.
9-year-old tastes us with crumbs in his beard.
I gotta run back to seat D3 and hope he doesn't find me.
Yeah. He has a map, though, Tastes. He knows where you are.
You ever see that movie Air Force One?
Yeah, of course.
It's one of the great movies. That's
Get
one of the great.
my plane.
Where's my family?
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. So, on this map, we were talking about the fact that, first of all, Terran vs. Terran is the longest matchup. Sometimes PvT will go longer. You can get into crazy long PvTs, but generally speaking, Terran vs. Terran it's safe to say will go on for a long time. That doesn't mean it can't end early, but usually if the two players know what they're doing, even if one player is most likely going to win, it's hard to end it because it's hard to actually come in with a kill move. You can basically zone them out for a long time, but it's hard to end the game.
Yeah, a good way to look at it, I guess, is if the game doesn't end by, let's call it 14 minutes, 15 minutes, around there.
Yeah.
It's not going to end for a really, really long time because by then everyone's going to have +2 on their siege tanks. Nothing's going to ever get broken ever again, and it just gets insane. So a lot of TVTs can go 45 minutes. And then possibly longer, but that's right around the point where the player with higher skill will generally break through.
Well, also there's a limit to the amount of
resources
on the map.
And by higher skill, I mean good at pressing siege mode and unloading dropships on expansions.
Yes.
Like that's...
Now, one thing about this map is there's actually very little surface area where you can have fights.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible one player takes out another player's expansion, and then that momentum just snowballs. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's this is very annoying. You have to send a couple SCVs maybe up there. I was trying to just finish it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I've been really kind of brainstorming on what we might see here, TVT. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the quick ebays just to clear those plates. And just because you're probably going to get those quick ebays to make the turrets to clear the plates, that's going to make Wraiths weaker.
Yeah.
Even though Wraiths would be good, which makes me think that we're just going to see a lot of Goliaths because you're not really going to be able to get tanks anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you can't unload somewhere that has Goliaths because Goliaths with range, they do so much damage. You like literally, you're just not going to unload. So then you need, like, if your opponent tries to attack through the center, you need like what, 5 siege tanks to hold a maxed army.
Yeah.
So it's like I look at this and I'm like, so how does one win? I feel like it's gonna. Yeah, I feel like it's quite likely that it will be mass Goliath drops for a little bit, and then they'll both get cost inefficient doing that, and then they'll go PCs. It's like,
yeah, and then if we do end up into a battle cruiser arms race, the game really slows down.
Yeah, it does. So there's the 2 factories that definitely looks like it's probably going to be Goliath. Starport coming up very quickly here for Firebathero. Or FBH, as we used to call him. Firebathero is kind of gangly to say.
Is it gangly to say, though?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Do you even understand?
Do you even gangle,
okay.
Tasteless?
Let me put this in terms that you can understand. Like, if your arms and legs were words, that's what saying Firebathero is. Gangly. Okay? So it's gangly to say. It's like
we prefer lanky Artosis, but I guess you couldn't say he was lanky.
Listen, gangle monster. Jeez.
listen, Count Gangula.
If you were an octopus, you would be the scariest thing on Earth, okay?
I'm halfway there, man.
Ganglepus over here. Oh, my God. Okay, so there's actually a siege tank out for Firebathero, and he's making a Wraith, so that's kind of interesting. Obviously, the Wraith is going to be very good for scouting. Maybe you pick off a barracks or something. And look, he's like making... The Marines are probably more anti-Wraith than anything. 3 Marines actually beat a Wraith.
Yeah.
So that can be kind of your ground anti-Wraith at this point.
The Wraith is funny, and in some ways it's similar to the Scout, where its air-to-air is so strong, but its the ground attack is just... It's something, but not very much, right?
Yeah, it's garbage.
But you got to be careful with Wraiths. They die so quickly. It's crazy. But with the cloak ability and the fact that a lot of times they're used to take out drop ships,
yeah.
If you don't deal with them immediately upon their arrival, they will do so much damage.
You know what, Tasteless? I think I figured out what they're doing because they're both going after the center. I bet you that this is a rush to contain your opponent's path, because the center is an expansion, and then you control all ground movement on the map.
I think that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, so I think they're both going to just run up and siege and try to hold the center, and whoever is holding the center has a giant advantage, probably.
So I guess the question then is, who got a more efficient group of units that can take out these stasis cells over here? It looks like it's Firebathero. Mong has not broken through yet, and so Firebathero should just get control of the center now.
Yeah, this is very creative because he's not going Goliath. Instead, he's going Wraith that forces Goliath, and he made a bunch of Marines, which actually have relatively high DPS. So he's sieging up here much, 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 much quicker than Mong. And to break through there is going to be rather difficult, really.
Now, the other question we got to ask ourselves is there going to be opportunities here for Mong to push through the bottom? Or drop at the bottom or do something to displace this. But he's got Firebathero's just on top of this.
Look at that. The Wraith's just waiting.
Beautiful.
My God.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my.
That was a drop ship with 3 Gauls in it.
Yeah. I love how you call them Gauls.
I speak like I type to Nyoken.
He lost all his Gauls.
Yeah. LOL.
I want to see Artosis, the soccer commentator. Gaul!
I love it. Okay, so Firebathero has sieged up that area, stopped drops. He looks to be in a ridiculously awesome position. Like, I don't even, like, what are you doing here now? What's Mong's plan? It feels to me like Firebathero had a way better plan.
Yeah, Firebathero definitely is he's showing us why he was ever a pro gamer. This is such a smart opening, and everything's been executed so perfectly, and the wraiths immediately were there. Now, I think on paper, let's say we had these guys play on Fighting Spirit, I think Mong would win. But honestly, like right now, it's all about this map, and Firebat Hero's crushing it.
Yeah, mechanically, Mong is way, 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 way stronger than Firebat Hero.
Right.
Mong is actually a beast mechanically. He's really great at macro. But just the fact that Firebat Hero said that he learned a bunch of stuff from Flash, like Flash might have just told him this is how to play the map.
Yeah.
What we're watching here. Because this is the type of thing that Flash knows, right? He's just like, yeah, no, this is what you do. This is what you look for, and you'll win.
You got to be careful with these dropships because there's a lot of locations where you can't unload.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of their maps, the moment that the dropship gets hit, you just unload, and you'll trade something. But here, like, you could just straight up lose everything.
This is such a strange game.
I love
but
these wraiths.
I saw Firebat Hero going for mines and speed.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know why. Maybe he wants to attack. The thing is, I saw two things spinning, right?
Right.
So maybe it's range and mines. That could be. But, like, vultures are not going to be useful other than laying mines down because everything's so choked up that they aren't going to function like you want them to, basically. Yeah, so this, like, Mong is trying to expand. He's trying to drop some things off onto the islands. He's got a decent dropship count, which is really nice.
Okay, so here's Mong's moment to try to bounce back. Oh, man, those mines are so well laid.
Yeah,
look
those
at
look
that.
really good. You can see that Firebat Hero is a big brain now that he's a commentator.
That's true. As we've
But
said
if I
before,
know commentaries, he's going to get supply blocked and lose anyway.
as we know, Artos, the truth is the commentators are truly the best at the game. Okay, now, what is actually in the middle? With this drop going out, it seems like there's actually not very much to defend over here.
There's not. That's a really tiny thing to attack through, though.
Oh, my God. Firebat Hero is about to throw this. I felt like everything he did was perfect up until this moment.
Yeah. Well,
turns out the dropships can turn around and help defend.
I was only 3% joking when I said 5 tanks will hold that choke against max supply. Like,
yeah.
it's so thin. You need a giant amount of surface area to bring tank lines.
Well, now Mong is about to be double bases to Firebat Hero. And honestly, the fact that Firebat Hero even tried to hold this means I think Mong, if he wants to, can even push into the main.
You know, if he just sat there.
You know, Yosh, great American player, a long time ago, I was talking to him about TBT. He says, I don't understand this matchup other than that the person who attacked first always loses.
And that is how you used to play it.
Yeah. And there's something to that. Because so many moments you're like, oh, he's got it, he's doing it. And then it's like, oh, did you try to win the game? Don't do that.
Very oftentimes that is true. Breaking tank lines is one of the most complex, ridiculous things. And it can be punished very, very hard. And we see that because Firebat Hero had a ridiculously awesome position, and now suddenly Mong is ahead.
Okay, so turrets are coming down now, and we're gonna have a lot more dropping here. I think Firebat Hero has to invest so much in the center to just hold this because you don't want to give him complete control of the center.
Yeah,
I think a drop somewhere else could be strong. There's also the opportunity though for him to just drop on top of the army as well.
Yeah, I think that Mong will not make the mistakes we just saw Firebat Hero made.
One thing too is that it's not so much the minerals at these two extra bases; it's the additional gases. I mean, this means you can have double the amount of tanks of your opponent.
Yeah, you can get quite a few. It's
nice.
Looks like he picks off some of this.
Did all those tanks have no HP? What was that? That was so weird.
Oh, he just moved in range of them. They die pretty quick. Sea tanks kill each other pretty well.
Oh, it was shot by their tank. I thought it was a vulture killing it. Like, that's very strange. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I was very.
I was like, what
kind
of a question is that, Tasteless?
Yeah. No, I thought it was a vulture shooting it down. I was like, that's not what normally happens.
Okay, so Mong
Firebat
actually
Hero?
gives up this position.
Firebat Hero fights back in the center. Good save here.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Mong even allowed that to occur because holding that center is so crucial here.
Yeah.
And Mong is on 4 bases, taking a 5th. against a 2-base firebathero, which that means something, but in TVT and on island maps, not as much as you would think. Like firebathero, as long as he controls more of the map, he will eventually mine as many or more minerals and gas as Mong. And you get so cost efficient in TVT that it's like, yeah, well, you have 10K more than me? Okay, bring it.
So, firebathero is going to keep expanding over here towards the upper left. I'm not saying that will happen, but one thing we got to watch out for is who ends up actually controlling most of the top.
Yeah.
It might just be the upper right Mong, the upper left firebathero, but sometimes in TVT you can really almost overreach and make it work.
Yeah, actually, let's count this, okay? So gas expands. There's no mineral expands, so it just expands in general. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Mong, 5 for Mong. Let's say he gets top right. That would be 6 bases. And then for FBH, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's 13 bases on the map. So the middle base probably is like kind of what decides it. This happens not on too many maps, but like Fighting Spirit is one, where in a long TVT, actually the middle base sometimes gets taken, and that's what will if you have the middle base on that map, well, you're probably going to win the game, right?
Yeah, funnily enough, though, the middle base on this map is the one that is taken almost immediately.
Yeah.
So it's almost like this is like a Bizarro World Fighting Spirit TVT.
Yeah, well, Fighting Spirit, the center has so much room that you could bust it at any time from any angle, right? Here is definitely not the case. But Mong needs, basically, Mong needs that top right base and then to take back the center, and then he's got the edge. But if firebathero can hold this, not die, and then take the 12 o'clock or, like, let's call it 11:45 base, then he's just got more.
Keep in mind that Mong has actually banked up quite a lot of gas. So switching inevitably into battle cruisers will be happening a little bit more quickly over here. We're not maxed out yet, but there's going to be a moment here. It doesn't happen in every TVT, but if the game goes on for long enough, you'll suddenly see an explosion of starports.
Yes. Battle cruisers defeat all. Yamato cannon is the ultimate. And now I hate saying this, right? But there is some small chance we could see ghosts on this map. There is some small little chance.
Do you think that if the pro gamers, the one thing they're all doing wrong is not making ghosts?
No.
Is that what you're
everyone's
saying?
doing right.
And
all my Dunning-Kruger nerds in the chat
Are you embarrassed that they were right all along and that people should be making ghosts? Will you apologize right now in front of all these people?
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
I should make ghosts against arbiters. Thank you, everybody.
I don't have time to play as much as the pros, but I watch all the games and I know just about the same amount, okay?
Clearly.
And one thing that I keep noticing is the ghosts.
They're just not used enough.
Hey, speaking of ghosts, did you see that the StarCraft ghost thing was leaked? Did you know about this?
I saw that, yeah.
Are we ever going to get to play that? I think you have to have an Xbox to get
Looked into it, actually.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I would love to get that
stream that, yeah.
It won't work on emulators currently. Like, there's no emulator build.
Even Blizzard knew to not make
everything
those.
crashes.
Okay. Sorry, I thought it was firebathero's drops for a second.
Yeah, we got +2 attack now.
We got to play through Ghost
on both sides.
StarCraft Ghost Artosis.
I would like to. Don't know if it's doable though.
Anyways, I was talking about how, well, you were humbly apologizing for not being open-minded enough to realize that Ghosts would have just, they're probably actually the best unit. You know about that ability lockdown, right?
Yes, I do.
So, where's your leg to stand on? What are you doing here? Huh?
I know, I am a fool.
Yeah, and it can cloak, too, so that they don't see it coming unless they scan it before they use lockdown.
I use Ghosts a little bit, but yeah, it's...
Yeah, I've made a scout before Artosis. I've done it.
Yeah?
I've killed stuff with it.
But, yeah, this will be interesting, because basically what's happening here is we're getting to max supply. Yeah, Mong is like 40 supply up right now, but he... it's going to be useful here. We'll see if he can clear this. Eventually, we should have everything turtled heavily enough that they have to go into BCs, I would say.
Yeah. And Mong has propelled himself already, not just maxed out, but he has a whole lot of supply in the bank. It's impressive when you see one Terran has control of the center for a long time and the other player still manages to play around it and come out on top.
Yeah. We also have 2 of the island bases not taken yet, and those 2 top bases not taken, because they're just battling so hard for the center right now.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Now, I know that's a lot of dropships, but what if they were all full of Ghost Artosis? You could lock down every unit, and then you could kill them.
If you were a supercomputer, that would actually be amazingly broken.
Yeah, if you didn't have to
you
play
lock
with the
down
mouse.
all the dropships as they come in, and just all the lockdowns shoot out. Okay, so Firebat Hero actually takes out Mong's island base. That's huge.
Yeah.
Of course, he lost his center base, so that's something as well. This is so funny.
So how many bases are these guys running on? Because some of these have been depleted. The upper left, I believe, is the only place that you can realistically mine from as Firebat Hero, where I think Mong has, he has 2 mining bases.
Yeah, he's mining from 2 right now, you're right. And then, yeah, Firebat Hero is mining really from 1. A few mineral patches in his main.
Yeah, but that's going to dry up very quickly here.
So it really is starting to get to be about getting some more bases here. Oh, this is so funny. Just watching these weird interactions. Oh my god, Mong trying to go for the kill here.
Yeah, now getting on top of the factories, especially when Firebat Hero still needs to make plenty more units to even catch up to Mong. This might be a neck-breaking move. There's a chance Firebat Hero is going to be able to fight back, but with these dropships about to leave, or they should be leaving soon, he can actually load up another army and drop here.
Yeah.
And he's rotting the Firebat Hero's main from the inside out here.
Yeah, luckily he does have more dropships on the map, so we'll bring those in and clear this out.
Which is important, because had he not taken care of this, I mean, losing your production facilities, especially a number as high as that, you can't recover.
Yeah, he's trying to move in now. This is funny. Firebat Hero just moved his command center. He's still mining some from the center, which is a pretty good move, actually. You want to suck as many resources out of a base that you might not finish with as you can.
Yeah.
I think that Mong can crush through the center now, and it really feels like it's becoming a Mong victory.
Okay, Firebat Hero fighting back. Again,
Yeah,
I think the economics are
Guys
going
wrong
to continue
there.
to play a bigger and bigger role here as Mong is just continuously out-expanding here. Even though that, this is going blow for blow, I think in the long run Mong just outlasts him.
My God, if this
bad.
disconnects and they have to replay this, because you can't give the game to someone right now. And there's no resume from replay in StarCraft 1.
Why did that slow? That was really scary.
Yeah.
The moment it slowed down, the lights got turned on in our caster desks.
It's because our production team is great.
Yeah, they're on top of it.
They are ready. Siege! Siege!
Okay, so Firebat Hero is going to get chased out of this location up here. There's still a few vacant bases left to be claimed or reclaimed here.
And he's retaken the center, which again is very, very important.
By the way, Firebat Hero and Mong, nobody's really been able to effectively mine from the center for very long. Since the first big skirmish we had where Firebat Hero pushed a little bit too far. We'd be in a completely different game had Firebat Hero not attacked at that early point.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Well,
it does seem, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but it seems like when you're both about on 3 bases, it's probably not a good time to try to push.
I think on this map, just pushing through those little chokes into a main base where their factories are, it's like...
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Doesn't seem like the plan. But look, Mong has shown like some real fighting spirit to kind of get back into this many times, so... I think you can see that Mong is overall kind of a stronger player, even though I think Firebat Hero actually came in strategically superior, but tactically inferior.
Okay. Another big attack coming in here from Mong. He's doing a great job. It's funny because this CC's been here, but it's had to be relocated so many times because siege tanks come over.
Look, he's still going to just barely hold on here.
Yeah, this is 66 supply to 138.
Firebat Hero truly needs one more base, though. Like, if he was mining from the island... Oh, okay, he's taking the island to the bottom left of this. If he can get that saturated... Oh, God, his supply is so low at this point. It's so few SCVs. Yeah, it feels like Mong is running away with it. He's got his beautiful 3-2 upgrades here. Not that it's that much better than 2-0, but a little bit at least.
Oh! Damn, good kill there. Goliaths are so funny with how much damage they do. Look at that.
It's pretty sick.
Well, firebattero's back onto 2 bases despite having the center get pushed away again.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But the thing is, yeah, that was more than ambitious. That
Yeah.
was,
I'm like, well,
I'm like, well, that just won't work.
I'm like, yeah, he can't see you, so you can scan and get the first shot, but
But then when he sees you,
You know,
his
it's just-
units, no matter what, unless he's holding them, selecting them, and spamming S,
That's
they
true.
will fire back.
yeah. I doubt he allied you, so this is not going
Yeah.
to work out in your favor. Oh, he's going to drop there. That if he kills that island, I think we might see a GG here from firebathero.
Okay, another drop in here. Even if he reclaims this, man, all those SCVs getting killed here.
Yeah. Well, look at the supplies here. 120 supply advantage for Mong. He just has so much more. He is just like Stacy's mom right now, dude.
He's like Stacy's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't get it.
He's got it going on. Look at
Oh,
this.
wow.
Come on.
Glad they brought you here to be the hip one, Artosis.
I know.
I'm only here for my TVT analysis, okay? That's what I add to this thing.
No, you are. You're adding a lot. It's good.
Okay, so right now, firebathero, I got to say he's doing an impressive amount on 63 supply, but Mong has once again maxed out. It's kind of crazy when you watch the supplies get... Okay, GG
Yeah.
taps out. I was going to say it's kind of crazy when the supplies get close for a little bit. And then you see a fight go down, and Mong just bounces way higher